What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Week 5 update show. This was an awesome week of football. I had a lot of fun going back watching the games this week, so we got a lot to talk about. We're going to start out with Buffalo. Had a huge game in, not St. Louis, in LA. And starting off here with the right tackle, Jordan Mills did a great job opening up holes for LaShawn McCoy, who also looks great. He goes up. He looks like he's 22 again out there. And then on to the defensive side of the ball, we got the rookie Adolphus Washington. He looks awesome. He's kind of making a name for himself on that D-line. They're going to get Marcel Darius back, so they could actually be making some moves. I just got to say, Jerry Hughes, so fun to watch. I love everything he does for that defense. And then also Lorenzo Alexander. He keeps going up there in the leader in sacks somehow. We'll see if he keeps that up or not. I'm not sure if that's reflective of his talent or not, but we're going to move on to Dallas now. We're going to start on defense. And these guys have been killing it on defense, especially that D-line, a group that I thought was going to be a weakness coming into the year. But DeMarcus Lawrence looks great. And the depth that these guys have, they keep rotating all these guys in. Jack Crawford I've talked about. And they got something called a Ryan Davis making plays. I don't know what that is, but he looks great. Tyron Crawford, Cedric Thornton looks good, McLean looking good. And then in the secondary also, Morris Claiborne, of course, Brandon Carr doing all right. And then this guy right here, Anthony Brown, he's been great in the run game. Kind of a young rookie out of Purdue, great physical specimen, so he looks good. And then, of course, on offense, we all know how good that offensive line is, but Zeke Elliott absolutely destroying this week. And he's a guy I wasn't actually super excited about coming out of the draft. I knew he would be good, but I didn't think he'd be this good, and he is just growing on me so fast. Just a fun player to watch. And then I'm just going to rattle off some names here of guys that are also going up. Chandler Jones for the Cardinals, 82 to 86. Joey Bosa going up in his rookie debut, 79 to 82. A couple outside linebackers for the Packers that have been awesome in the run game and as pass rushers. Nick Perry from 76 to 81. Kyler Fackrell, the rookie, going up. Mark Barron for the Rams has been awesome, just flying all over the field at linebacker, safety, whatever you want to call it. 75 to 80 for him. And DeMarco Murray keeps going up, 88 to 92. He is having a career resurgence. And then my stud of the week is going to be Tevin Coleman for the Falcons. He goes from 77 to an 83, and he looked like he was on roller skates against Denver. They definitely would not have won that game without Tevin Coleman making plays, just huge plays. I think he had 3 plays of more than 50 yards. I haven't looked at that, but that's what it felt like at least. So Tevin Coleman definitely fighting for, I don't know if he's ever going to start, but him and Freeman are just awesome for the Falcons. Now we're going to move on to some fallers. And Bengals fans, I'm sorry, we've got a problem. Your defense has put up probably the flattest performance I've seen all year. Just going to kind of run through some guys that are not impressing me at all. Carlos Dunlap looks pretty good. But especially in the secondary, the Bengals look slow and old. Drake Kirkpatrick looks awful. And then George Iocca, who I've praised in the past, but once I've really started looking for him when I watch the Bengals, and he is just nowhere to be found in the run game. So he drops big time from 86 to an 80, and until he can show that he is a two-way safety, he's not going to be going back up. And then also the offensive line for the Bengals has been a huge problem. Kevin Zeitler goes down, still a good run blocker, but he goes from 86 to an 80 because he is just getting destroyed in terms of pass protection. And Cedric Abui is my dud of the week. He was getting beat. Andy Dalton was running for his life because of Abui's performance. And I know the Bengals want him to be very good, but he has a long ways to go in terms of pass protection. Moving on to the Broncos, we got a couple fallers. Nothing to really panic about here, but just something I had kind of dug into. Demaryius Thomas goes down. Back when he was absolutely killing it, it was a lot of short screen passes, and he's still going to play to that. He's still very fast in this roster, but in terms of his downfield presence and his actual catching ability, not the best. I don't think he's really playing like a top 15 receiver, which 89 overall was where he was, which is top 15. So he goes down, and then one guy, Michael Schofield, who I've noticed in the past, he started at right tackle last week against the Falcons, and he might be the worst pass blocker I have ever seen. This guy could not swat a fly out there. So hopefully they will be able to get Donald Stevenson going at right tackle. They can keep Schofield on the inside where he can just focus on run blocking where he's not that bad. And then just a few more names going down. Eli Manning really struggling, 85 to an 81. And then Jason Pierre-Paul on the Giants as well. I talked about last week. He continues to struggle. Both those DNs for the Giants actually not really showing up, earning that money. I remember Chris Collinsworth called these guys top 5 pass rushers in the Sunday night game. Could not disagree with that more. You saw Aaron Rodgers have all night to throw the ball against the Giants, and that was in large part because of these two guys not showing up. And then lastly, out of that same game, James Starks, running back for the Packers. It's just sad watching him play football sometimes. His ability as a receiver is so bad. Aaron Rodgers was just yelling at him all night. So that's all I'm going to talk about for risers and fallers. But that is just scratching the surface of what I did this week. So definitely get your hands on the roster and let me know some players that you might disagree with. Tell me why. Don't just come in and tell me my roster's trash. That's fine. But this is supposed to be a community roster, and I'd love to have open discussion about guys. Maybe fix some guys that I didn't get wrong. I can't be perfect. And then also, if you like the video, give me a like, subscribe. It helps a lot. And we'll see you next week. Bye.